Well, hello there. It's me again. Once you stream once, you can't stop. Okay, so earlier today I did this drawing right here on this side, which was the left side of the brain, on the right side of the paper. But the other thing that I'm going to do today that I want to practice more of is I'm going to be following this book. It's called Neuroanatomy, Draw It to Know It, and it is by Adam Fisch. Sorry, Adam. But it's online. I highly recommend you download it and do it with me. So, I have already done, this was chapter 1. It was organization of the nervous system. Look, I even told myself do this on Twitch, stream it. And then I did chapter 2, which was orientational terminology. So we have things like dorsal, ventral, rostral, caudal. Fun fact, caudal, if you know any Spanish, is like cola, which means usually the back. Depends on what you're looking at, but usually is the back. And rostral is related to a beak. I found that interesting. These are the different type of cuts. We have, well, this isn't cut, this is supposed to be on the outside. Then here we have a cut basically this way. So if I were to cut like this, that is a coronal cut. And then we have an axial cut, which is like this. And then we have the sagittal cut, which is the kind of more common one. This is sagittal too. It cuts things into right and left, and it's the longitudinal kind of cut in your body. Now today, let's see, I am on chapter 3, which is the meninges and the ventricular system. So this might be boring, I don't know. I start off with writing some of the information. Just remembered I can't turn my viewpoint. What if I turn you? We're still learning. Shouldn't have messed with it. Let's put it back to where it was. Okay. All right, chapter 3. So I start off with just something simple like this. Meninges and ventricular system. And then I usually go back and do everything in pen, but first in pencil because I'm going to mess up. I'm sure I am. So, the ventricular system runs through the center of the nervous system and the choroid plexus that lines it produces cerebral spinal fluid, which suspends and nourishes the brain and spinal cord. The meninges over the nervous system. The meninges cover the nervous system and are layered in the following manner. Pia matter is the innermost. Arachnoid matter overlies it, and the dura matter is the thick outer covering of the nervous system. Now, it's been a minute, but I do remember these things. Pia matter, I couldn't remember how I remembered that one. But the arachnoid matter, can you guess where arachnoid comes from? Yes, indeed, as in spiders, arachnophobia, arachnids, because there is a lot of spidery looking things that come into that layer, I suppose. And then the dura matter, if you speak Spanish, again, a lot of medical terminology and anatomy is either Latin or German. Is either Latin or Greek. So dura matter means like duro, which means hard, so hard matter. All right, fluid enters the subarachnoid space. So sub, of course, means underneath or below, and it's subarachnoid, so it's under that second layer. And this is also a place that you can have a stroke. One of my dad's best friends had a subarachnoid stroke. He was okay though. Hey John, if you're out there. Okay, fluid enters the subarachnoid space and then is reabsorbed into the venous sinuses within the dura mater. I want to look these words up as I go because I am very, very into etymology. I always forget if it's etymology, entomology, yeah. Okay, so venous always implies related to veins, comes from the Latin word venusus, having many veins from vena, which means vein. All right. There's approximately 120 mLs of cerebrospinal fluid. 120 mLs in the nervous system at any one time. Really? That seems like very little. At any time. That seems like a very small amount for your whole nervous system. But I guess it's only surrounding nervous system stuff like the spinal cord and the brain. Now, and it is formed and reabsorbed at the rate of 33 milliliters per minute. Clinicians often withdraw cerebrospinal fluid from the nervous system through a procedure called a lumbar puncture. Not very fun. Discussed later in the structures of the spinal cord and spinal canal. Good YouTuber out there, Jessica Calvin-Fozard. She's a woman with disabilities. That's just one part of her. She has a bunch of other cool things, but she had a lumbar puncture once when she was much younger that went pretty badly. They somehow accidentally let all that spinal fluid leak out of her. And it takes a very long time for your body to basically reproduce that. It's not, I mean, blood also is reproduced. That's why you can donate it. But we don't have cerebral spinal fluid donations because that takes a very long time. But you don't want to lose any of that. Depending on the purpose of the procedure, the amount of fluid withdrawn during a lumbar puncture ranges from just a few milliliters to as much as 40 milliliters. Wow, that is a third of all that you have. However, it is in a typical lumbar puncture, roughly 12 milliliters of fluid are withdrawn. I'm curious. I like that note. Or lumbar puncture. What percent of the cerebrospinal fluid in the nervous system is this? 10%. Yes. Which is still, gosh, it just seems like a lot of something to withdraw from your body. And how quickly is it replaced? In about half an hour or more in exactly 36 minutes. Oh, apparently it's a lot faster than I thought. So, 360 minutes? Maybe I was lying about it. Seems very bad to lose all your cerebral spinal fluid. I wonder how long it takes to redo it all. According to this, it would take about 360 minutes. But I don't know. I feel like your body would be moving a little bit slower without the amount it needs. Okay, we are at our first drawing. I'm gonna really have to figure this. I can't draw like this. I need to draw like this. Is that okay? Do y'all hate that? Y'all gonna forgive me, all 0 of you out there? Anyway, let's just go for it. Okay, so we are gonna draw our meninges. We have a bunch of things here that we haven't talked about yet, so I don't know what all this is. We're gonna do our best. This is why we do it in pencil, because there will be plenty of mistakes. Who out there is taking anatomy? Whether it be neuroanatomy or regular anatomy. I took anatomy a long time ago. I would say, oh gosh, back in 2005 maybe? I can't even do the math for that right now. It was a long time ago. And unfortunately I couldn't enjoy it as much as I probably normally would have because I was taking too many hours. Don't do that to yourself, kids. Don't try to get out of college right away. Just enjoy it. Believe me, getting into the real outside world is not necessarily that exciting. It's great being a student. Your whole job is just to learn. I mean, well, if you're very lucky. There's some people out there who have all of my respect who go to school full-time and also work part or full-time. Very impressive. And those of you who go back to school or have a kid or something like that and you go back to school or go to school for the first time when you're already older, everybody, round of applause for those people. They are awesome. Be nice to them. What else we got here? Okay. Now, oh, Griffin snoring away over there. No idea what that is. But we're just gonna copy it for right now, and I'm sure it'll all make sense later. What a fun idea. I need to contact this person so they don't sue me for using their book, but it's online, I think, kind of open source. I hope it is. That's how I found it. What a fun idea. Draw it to learn it. But, I mean, not everybody is a visual kind of learner. Some people prefer to just listen to it. Some people need to do the dissection themselves. You know, everybody's different. And most people are a combination of all those things. Some people like to say, like, oh, I'm just a this learner. But, well, you're probably using a little bit of your ears, your eyes, too, whatever it is you're doing. Not like Temple Grandin, though. Temple Grandin's another one I need to do a whole little video on. She thinks in pictures, and that's so cool. If you haven't seen the HBO movie on her with Claire Danes, one of my favorite movies of all time, please go and watch it. It is so well done, and it really motivated me and inspired me to just get a little bit into the study of autism. It also helped me figure out part of my thesis. I did a clinical psychology degree, but I did a thesis on dogs. Don't ask me why right now. I'll get into it some other time. Okay, this is now connected. Okay. What is going on here? Oh, that's why. Okay. I'm getting lost already. There we go. Isn't meninge such a fun word? Actually, where does meninge come from? I gotta look that up here in just a second while I figure out the last of this. Because every time I kind of look away, I lose my orientation just a little bit. I know this doesn't look very good right now. It's gonna. It might not. It really might not. And that's okay too, y'all. Things don't always come out beautiful, and that's okay. Because we're learning and we're having fun. And that's what's important. I do that just a little bit so I have a bit more room. There we go. That everything? Nope. Almost. Okay. Real quick, I want to look up where the word meninges comes from.
Meninges.
Meninges. Let's see here. So 3 membranes, yes. Comes from modern Latin, from Greek meninges, which means membrane. Oh! Greek membrane. Meninges is so much funner. Why did they change it to membrane? Oh, I lost out on that. I shouldn't do that right now. I'm gonna adjust things. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. I'm gonna label some stuff. Maybe I should outline things first. About we outline. Ooh, I need a blue one if we're gonna do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. That's old reference. Anybody actually know that one? Okay, so this is an artery. Let's make that red. And this is an emissary vein. The whole thing, or just that little thing peeking out? I don't know. Do that. And then this is also a vein. I'm very confused. But that's okay. I don't even think this was part of the things that you were supposed to draw. Yeah, they want me to draw something a bit simpler, but I want to draw these things too. I like it. Okay, everything else. What am I looking at? Intracranial meninges. What position is this? Ooh, this was used with permission from Brodel P. Nervous System, Central Nervous System Structure and Function, 3rd edition, New York, Oxford Press, 2014. Don't sue me, please. I am expanding on the art. Okay, I'm going to just outline everything else in black so that we don't have to worry about losing the drawing. For the little bit of time I was a tattoo artist, a few years, one of the worst things that would sometimes happen to me, because I'd be wiping the darn tattoo too much, is I would lose my stencil, and that was always very scary and tragic. That's quite a gap. Wait, no, that's right. No! That's not good. That's okay. Really should have reviewed things! Oh no! This is what happens. That's okay. It should be more like here. Okay, I'm gonna do this to show that that doesn't go there. Alright, we got these little guys. What are these little things? An arachnoid granulation. I wonder what that does. We're gonna find out together. Okay, that should go. It's okay. Just gonna keep saying that. It's okay. My friend is coming over later. Since I can't have music, you'll just have to listen to me hum. Is this a blood supply? Might be. Okay. Now, we gotta do some labeling. Okay, I do need to zoom this in a little for y'all, don't I? One moment. This is how OBS really looks. Let's pull this down over here. Look, and it's back in the screen. Voila. Okay. Now let's do some labeling of stuff. We have our, I'm just gonna do it in the pen. I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna make some boo-boos again, but it's okay. Boo-boos are okay. Now we have the emissary vein. What does emissary mean? Envoy, ambassador, the diplomat. A person sent on a special mission. This is the emissary vein sent on its special mission. I like that. Oh, why am I switching my handwriting? I prefer the uppercase. Why did I do that lowercase? Granulations. I know that if I were to do it in pencil or to check everything 5 million times, this would be hours and hours long. So We have to be okay with making boo-boos. Superior sagittal sinus. What is that? Oh, I forgot to label my arachnoid granulations. There's a few of them actually. There's one there, and one over here. I think. I hope. Oh. Then we have our skull here. And then we have the dura that I'm going to have to kind of fill in dark in a minute here. We have a very tiny subdural space, very descriptive. We have a subarachnoid space, arachnoid, not arachnid. Arachnoid space. And then we have the teeny tiny little pea matter. We have to thicken this up a little. Pia matter. Oh, matter. It's not matter. That would be double T, I guess. Arachnoid matter. Pia. Oh, I know what we're looking at now. Okay. And then we have, oh, we have this way over here. I thought that was just an arbitrary extra line. Oh no! What are you doing? It's OBS. I think it's because it gets too hot. I'm gonna get an ice pack. Be right back. One of those fancy liquid cooling things. Come on, computer. This is gonna let me test it. Not sure if it's the heat. We're gonna find out. Sorry, y'all. Are we back? Who knows? Well, it's good for now. Let's carry on. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Okay. Looks good. Yeah, I think it is, but it gets hot. I have to put an ice pack under my computer. You get one of those fancy liquid cooling things. Okay. I need some... I should just watercolor it. Why not? Why not? Save me some time. They're just black and white drawings. Let's... Oh, I'm lots of water. Want to see the super professional way to refill it? Ta-da! I know. Don't come at me. That's what people do. Now we're good. Okay, let's get a little bit of a bone color going. I have no idea what the colors of this should really be. Oh, I should have erased it first. Okay, still doing good? I think so. I'm gonna have to get more ice packs if that's really the issue. Also, if anybody is trying to follow along at home and you want to be watercoloring over something that has pen, make sure that you're using something like a good old Micron, or something that is, I think archival ink is kind of what you need, because otherwise it will bleed. Regular pens tend to bleed, and we do not want that. I'm going to thicken up this Pia matter. I should have left it open so I could have actually colored it and not just done it black, but that's okay. We are learning together. Do you all have any interesting mnemonic devices that you use to help you study or remember things? When I was trying to study anatomy, what helped me the most really was just looking up the root word for things, because when you hear meninge, you're like, what the heck is that? And then you realize, oh, okay, it just means membrane. That makes sense. Oh no, I've messed up again. Constant. So these little squiggly lines, they're part of our, arachnoid area. Oh, I guess it's the subarachnoid space. Where's just the arachnoid? I guess the whole thing is. Okay, and all this, so it's called arachnoid because it's reminded people, at least, of arachnids by having all these like kind of little spidery looking things inside it. Sorry, I have to keep checking to make sure things are working. Fill in that area, and then our brain area over here has like little skull texture. Really, these are holes, so I shouldn't have colored them, but we're not going to be that precise right now, because there's an entire book, 400 and some odd pages, and if I did it all perfectly detailed, it would take forever. Okay, so I also realized that this is superior sagittal sinus. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at like a crevasse of like, let's see, this was, for example, the brain. That's a loud noise out there, sir. Actually, I'm not 100% on that, and I don't want to be teaching non-truth, so I'm not going to go there. Okay, now the dura matter. They just do that in black. What should I do with it now? Something dark. Maybe I'll do that in... What's silly is that I still want it to be in like neutral tones, semi-brain tones, but most of these things probably look all the same in the brain. Oh, my friend Joy. Let's see, she just messaged me. How do I don't even know how to share my own stuff. You can see my little box. Let's see, Joy. It's my best friend Joy, who is not a physical therapist, an occupational therapist who knows a lot about anatomy. Just messaged me, so maybe she'll join us and enlighten us with all of her much more extensive knowledge than my own. I do not know anatomy that well. At least like not as well as her. She is like, oh, that attachment point, blah. Like she just like blows my mind with her anatomy knowledge. I love it. Let's see here. Okay, we're just gonna go in with this orangey color, even though that's, whoops, I already messed up again. Whoopsie daisies. It's okay. It is fine. Nobody's judging, nobody's here. Then again, if Joy comes, can't help but keep checking. Let's see here. I have messed up a handful of times here, but that is okay. It says I have two concurrent viewers. Joy, are you here? This is so weird. All right, we have our dura mater. I wonder what color dura mater really is. Oh my gosh, he really is here. Joy, what color is dura mater? That's so cool. I'm sure all anatomy colors, especially when you're dissecting them, are all tones of gray and beige, so I guess it's hard to know how to color them. That's why anatomy books take liberties. I really messed up. Whatever. Dura is gonna be orange. And I'm over it. What color should I make the arachnoid stuff? Maybe I'll make that red. It just seems like it should be red. It's like a puce gray. Puce? Just puce gray? This is my friend and her anatomy knowledge, of course. Yeah, I guess, again, everything in real life is going to be like this white or this light tan. If they're dead and dissected, it's going to be gray. So that's why, again, anatomy books take liberties and color things bright blue and bright yellow and bright red. Orange looks nice, keeping it spicy. All right, Joy approves. Well, do you approve of me doing the subarachnoid space and arachnoid space in red? We're going to keep it fiery. Because otherwise it would just be boring doing everything in gray. Joe, you are my first viewer. Live viewer. Did it earlier today. Ow. But nobody was here. I don't know how you're supposed to promote this kind of stuff. This is like a one-way Zoom chat. Is this what I'm like when I'm just going on about my own personal things? It's very pink. That matter's supposed to stay empty right in the middle. I need some mood music. What's an emissary vein, Joy? What is that emissary? He's on a mission? Joy will know. Joy knows everything. Okay. Cortex? What is that cortex? I don't get it. Joy has lost interest. There she is. We're just gonna paint this alleged cortex. Oh, okay. This is the cortex, and then under here, they're gonna say it's probably all the white matter. Okay, I have to get on Instagram and on TikTok, huh, to really sell it. I don't wanna. Can't people just find it? Is this supposed to be? Wait, what is this layer? They didn't label this layer. I still don't understand what's going on here. Oh, what is this chunk here? I don't even know what this thing does. We'll go with the purple. What is this space? The superior sagittal sinus. I still don't understand exactly what I'm looking at. Like, where did they cut? How did they cut? I see the word sagittal and I'm like, okay, did they cut it like this? That doesn't make sense, does it? Default to the occupational therapist in the room. What was I using this? Is this? Oh, there's veins coming out of both those. I should have done them more blue. Let's go a little bit more blue. Be the Bob Ross of neuroanatomy. Okay. Now these little leftover spots, I don't want them just white. Clean them up a little. Voila. No, wait. Joy is trying very hard. She's now gone, but trying very hard to convince me to use TikTok. Should I use TikTok, ladies and gentlemen? I suppose so. Don't you just have the same problem, though, of trying to get people to see your stuff? I don't get it. Anyway, we're here now. So, let's... did I label everything? Oh, we also have an artery here. Okay. And more dura. Well, apparently there is a teeny tiny layer in here that's actually the arachnoid. Ooh. We must do some corrections So hot. Let's see. Oh no! Let me get that on the table. Okay. Yeah. That is not gonna mark for crap. Oh, veins, blood, and veins which pass through the foramina in the is that big hole in the back in the skull to provide a venous communication between the dural venous sinus and the veins of the scalp or veins inferior to the skull base, cranial cerebral anastomosis. You see what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen? This woman is crazy. She knows all the things. She's the one that should be here doing all this. I need to have her be my co-host. Oh, this sucks. Come on. Oh, wait. Josh recommended some jelly pens to me. Joshy poo for the win. Let's try this. Sort of. Why would you call the little space the arachnoid space? Oh, she got a new subarachnoid hemorrhage patient today. I was just talking about those kind of strokes. My dad's best friend had one of those once. Recovered completely, but apparently after he had recovered, he became really, really obsessed or like really into olives. Like they one day finally cleared out their fridge and found like 16 different types of olives. He just got like this really salty need. Joy, have you ever heard of anything like that before? She says that it's definitely a slice like I described. And she's telling me to remember the scene from The Cell, which I have been likened to many a time. My like heads thing. This pen is not up to snuff. Then again, the paint is probably still wet. Come on! Yeah, why are you calling the arachnoid part the part that doesn't have all the arachnoid looking things in it? Doesn't make sense. But I guess the subarachnoid space is the place. Oops, the place with all the actual veins in it and all of the yummy good stuff. Where you can have a stroke. Which is scary. Isn't that crazy, all the different places you can have a stroke? It could be like deep, deep inside the brain or just like on the little outer layer. All of it can really screw you up. Oh, are we freezing again? Don't do that. Come on, pen. Try this one again. Well, that's actually going to be a little help. I'm not terribly amused by that, but it is what it is. So leave it at that. Oh no, come on. There we go. Oh, I'm messing up my other pen because I'm impatient. I want it to hurry up. Fine. All right. Now we have the arachnoid. Our little spider place. Okay. I think that's kind of everything. Alright, I have done one page of this textbook. Only 460 to go. Rewrite this. Am I putting my head in the Menin. I already forgot how to spell it. Meninges and the ventricular system. All right, about 120 milliliters of cerebral spinal fluid at any time, and then they can take out about 12 for a lumbar puncture. Puncture, which is about 10%, and it'll be replaced in 36 minutes. Interesting. And we have the Greek origin, which means membrane. Meninges. Just want to hear my laptop say it again.
Meninges.
Meninges. Okay. My phone just vibrated. It's hard to tell. All right. Let me erase all this ugliness. Goodness, I moved my camera because it was stuck to the table before, and every time I did anything rigorous like that, it definitely shook the camera. Now everything is above me on this really weird system I've created. Wait till you see it, Joy. Right. I'm going to let it be. I say that and I continue. How about prolonged hiccups as a precursor to a thalamic stroke? There are papers about it. Oh my gosh. I need to write that as a note, but I can't write it on my phone because it's my camera right now. That's interesting. So does that mean that hiccups are, for those of you out there who don't know about the thalamus, it's a very old part of your brain that regulates everything right in the middle. Do you think that hiccups then are run by your thalamus? I know it's like an involuntary contraction of your diaphragm, just... That's why deep breathing is supposed to be the thing that works, not necessarily the water. Or maybe the water makes swallowing, but deep breathing apparently can regain control a little bit of your diaphragm. God, as a precursor to the stroke, though, so something is already happening. I wonder. That's so interesting. You see, I already have an endless supply of interesting studies and situations from my wonderful Joy Hardwick. I hope I'm allowed to say your name, Joy. Joy, Joy, Joy. I want you to be my co-host. Oops, I'm sorry. I keep taking myself out of frame because it's hard to draw in just one direction. My intense concentration is no longer needed. There we go. Ah, no. I got it. We're fine. Griffin has returned. Okay. Fascinating. Look, Joy, this is what I did earlier. You can see earlier streams of it too. And that was chapter 2, which is all the orientations. And I really needed to draw like another little picture to know where is it cutting, like the cell. I need to know, where are you chopping the person up? And I'm sure you already knew this, but caudal, gola, I knew that one, but rostral related to beak. I wonder if that's why they call a, well, you know that octopuses and I think cuttlefish too, they have that beak and they have like a tongue kind of thing called a rastula that like actually goes, and it like, kind of like a cat, like it yanks off chunks of meat, and that's how it actually eats. I wonder, rastula, rostral. I wonder if those come from the same origin. This is gonna end up being an entomology, no. Etiology. I will never remember this. It's not entomology, that's bugs. The word stuff. Learning about words. Alright. I think that is enough for our learning today, ladies and gentlemen. My best friend, Joy. Here we go. Alright. We will continue with the Meninges another day. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again. Be peaceful, be present, be grateful.